Now we wait for the partner in crime, for my partner in crime to get in here. Crossfire.
Let's do it.
Hello, folks. This is the MegaMets podcast. We're here to do coverage for actually not New Japan, but an event that, while having some New Japan elements, also adds elements from All Japan, Dragon Gate, Tokyo Joshi, and DDT, hosted by Pro Wrestling Noah.
That's a lot.
Tell me about it. As on Tuesday in the Tokyo Dome, the career of Keiji Mutoh comes to a close as Pro Wrestling Noah presents Keiji Mutoh Grand Final Pro Wrestling Last Love Holdout. Yeah, the title's a mouthful, I know.
Title's a massive mouthful, but I like it all the same.
Let's start off with the pre-show matches. First up, Yoshiki Inamura and Yatsuka Yano take on the new GHC Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Masa Kitamiya and Daiki Inaba. Inaba and Kitamiya captured the titles this past Sunday in Osaka off Takashi Sugiura and Satoshi Kojima. All four guys are fairly talented, but for me, it's experience that's going to win out. I'm taking Kitamiya and Inaba.
I have to agree because experience always carries out in the end.
Next up is an 8-woman Tokyo Joshi Pro Tag Team Showcase match. On one side, the Princess of Princess champion, Yuka Sakazaki, most would know her from her sporadic pop-ups in AEW, teams with Miyu Yamashita, Shoko Nakajima, and Rika Tatsumi. Their opponents, Mizuki, Maki, International Princess champion, Miyu Watanabe, let me just see if I get that right, though. Yes. And Yuki Arai. Now,
that's something.
While I do admit that Tokyo Joshi is my Joshi bread and butter, I don't watch it a lot of it. What I do watch, it's okay. And even if like Stardom and most of the other Joshi promotions in Japan, many of the wrestlers there are cut from the same cloth, being former music idols. If I had to pick a quartet to win this one, I'm going to say, for the heck of it, Sakazaki, Yamashita, Nakajima, and Tatsumi.
I'd pick the other team.
So you're going Mizuki, Ito, Watanabe, and Arai?
Yep.
Okay, next up is, to close out the kickoff show, is SugiuraGun of Takashi Sugiura and Timothy Thatcher, teaming with Satoshi Kojima to take on the new trio in town, the good-looking guys. Former All Japan top dog Jake Lee, Jack Morris, and Anthony Green. The former being a Scottish wrestler, the latter being from here in the States.
Makes sense.
Now, for those wondering, what the heck's Timothy Thatcher doing in Noah? He's been there since last June.
I guess he's willing to get his feet wet.
Well, that, and in his mind, Noah still holds to the old Ringkampf mantra, "The Matas es heilig," the mat is sacred. I mean, I get they're trying to get the good-looking guys some wins to get them off the ground, but against this trio, it's not going to cut it.
It's not going to cut it. It's going to be a steamroll.
I mean, they'll put up a fight, though. I'm taking SugiuraGun and Kojima.
Agreed. I'm taking the same as well.
Next up, a 10-man tag match that, in my opinion, is a little more up in the air here than it would seem. On one side, you have the Stinger faction, Yoshinari Ogawa, Hayata, and Chris Ridgway, teaming with Eita and Daga against Atsushi Katoge, Yohei, Seiki Yoshioka, Alejandro, and Junta Miyawaki. Now, why do I say what I said earlier? Because here's the thing. Ogawa and Eita are the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. However, Ridgeway and Hayata viewed Ogawa reaching out to a former enemy from a faction that's long since defunct, namely Perros del Mal de Japón, to be his partner when Ridgeway was having scheduling conflicts with things abroad after they dropped the GHC Junior Tag titles, and Hayata was on the shelf with an elbow injury as far back as October. I mean, they suffered in late October during a match against Ninja Mac, which forced him to drop the GHC Junior title. And after Ogawa and Eita retained against Alejandro and Mitowaki in Osaka, Ridgeway and Hayata took their frustrations out on Ogawa and Eita, saying they're going to be the next challengers. So is there going to be dissension in the ranks? Perhaps. I'm taking the Noah Jr. army to win this one. What about you?
I'm taking the other team.
So Stinger and the former PDM.
Yep, that's my choice.
Okay, next up, oh boy, I've got to address the elephant in the room because it's a DDT 8-man tag. It's the 37 Kamina, or as they were formerly called, the DDT Sona Club. Mao, Shuna Katsumata, Yuki Uena, and Toei Kojima versus Tetsuya Endo, Hideki Okatani, and Yuya Koroku and Takeshi Masada. Now, for those wondering what my issue is with DDT, it's not with the 8 that are going to be in this matchup. It's with a faction of 3 I have a major disgust beef with. This faction in question goes by the name of Pheromones. And here are the guys on this roster that I cannot stand, mostly because of their gimmick.
I see.
This trio consists of Danchuku Danny Dino, Koju Takeda, who's also signed to Wrestling of Darkness 666. What does that say about him?
That's already bad enough.
And Yuki Sexy Yano. And you know what my beef with these guys are?
Yeah.
It's their gimmick. Essentially, homoerotic male strippers who wear thongs under their tights and basically teabag their opponents.
Oh, that is disgusting, I swear. That's disgusting.
Again, I get the DT at first glance is a comedy promotion or an amalgamation of all styles. But these are the sort of LGBTQ characters that make me sick.
It makes me gag, and that's why I'd rather want the other team to beat their butts.
Well, they're not even in this match. That's the thing. I'm just addressing a major beef I have with DDT on the whole.
Go fig.
And they better not show up at the end of March for the GCW DDT crossover event at WrestleCon.
Oh, it's going to really piss people off.
I mean, look, I've run into probably the most recognized gay wrestler on the circuit today in Effie twice. But does he go to those lengths as this trio of clowns? No. He at least knows when to restrain himself. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know, Blake. Marcos, I know. Regardless, all 8 of these guys are fairly good. But I just need to really get that one off my chest.
Do what you like.
Which side are you taking? The 37 Kamina or Endo, Okatani, Koroku, or Masada?
That's a toughie. That's tough. Both teams are skilled.
True. I'm going to say 37 Kamina.
I'm going for that as well.
Next up, it's Dragon Gate against Noah, where representing Noah, it's Ninja Mac, GHC National Openweight Champion El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. of the international branch of SugiuraGun, and Naomichi Marufuji taking on the Z-Brats of Dragon Gate, consisting of Diamante, Kai, and the Dream Gate champion, which is the top prize in Dragon Gate, Shun Skywalker. These guys popped up quite a bit early last year, getting in a feud with the Stinger faction.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who wonder, I don't know what the Dragon Gate app streaming server would be. It's just that when these guys pop up in Noah, you know the Z-Brats Especially, they're there to cause trouble.
They always do.
For Noah's sake, I'm going to take Marufuji, Iho, and Ninja Mac. What about you?
Taking the other team.
So you're going to Z-Brats.
Yep.
Next up, it's All Japan against Noah. Representing Noah, it'll be the faction of Kongo, or the Diamond faction. This one consisting of Manabu Soya, Katsuhiko Nakajima, and the boss of the faction, Keno. Their opposition is a collection of past, present, and future in All Japan. Kento Miyaharu, who represents the present. Suuma, the past. And Yuma Aoyagi, the future.
Dang, that is a collection.
Especially when you consider that Miyaharu is the current Triple Crown champion in All Japan. Suuma has won the title more times than anybody. And Aoyagi's just getting started.
That's insane.
And especially for Kongo, they really need to get their feet and get some traction under their wheels. I mean, Keno has been going into this with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, to start the year, he was challenging Kaito Kiyomiya for the GHC heavyweight title. The problem was, he was in double main event 1, eclipsed by the Great Muta versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Basically, he got Naito 2014.
Wow.
Except there wasn't no fan vote. This was more fan hype, and the sense it was one of the Great Muta character's last matches, they put that at the top billing. I mean, it's top billing thing on January 1st. Know what I mean? Fast forward 20 days later, main event of the Wrestle Kingdom 17 Yokohama charity show. He and Naito are the main event, and Keno gets beat in about 26 minutes. Keno wants a win to get his 2022 back on track. I say he and Kongo get it here.
I hope they get it.
Next up, Finale de Lucha. Apparently, Keiji Mutoh is not the only one retiring during Tuesday night. Nosawa Rongai is also retiring, as he teams up with his former Tokyo Gurentai brother, Mazada. Their opposition, Taiji Ishimori and Gato of Bullet Club. You gotta wonder, with Jay White now out of Japan, who's going to take up the mantle of leader now that there's a power vacuum?
I'm not sure.
I mean, one could argue Ishimori should take up the torch, seeing as how, in Osaka last Saturday, he was the only one to get a win out of the group.
Indeed.
But with Gato as his tag team partner, this screams loss for Bullet Club with Gato eating the pin. I'm taking Rongai Mazada so Nosawa can go out on top.
Smart idea.
You taking that route?
Yep.
Next up, Tokyo Tornado. This one was done. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Hiromu Takahashi takes on GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion Amakusa. This basically stems from how last year Amakusa, when he was known as How is part of Kongo, was not part of the Kongo LIJ 10-man tag at the charity show. Then How got kicked out of Kongo, joined the Noah Junior Army, got forced to leave Noah for a few months, came back and was reinvented as Amakusa, and then captured the GHC Junior Heavyweight title before the year was up.
Wow.
Hiromu wants the chance to face Amakusa. He's been even going as far as calling him How just to get under his skin, his old name. And I think it may work, but as to who wins, I don't know. Both are quite athletic, but Hiromu's a fucking nutcase.
Of course he is.
Especially with what's coming up for him on March 21st when he has to defend his title against Leo Rush.
Oh, Leo Rush will be a challenge for him.
Yep. If Hiromu's in the right mindset to keep Leo in the back of his head or out of his mind completely, he wins. If he's not, I'm giving it to Masa.
I'm giving it to Masa as well.
I'm going Hiramura. I'm just saying based on his mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, what was dubbed Shining Through. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada battles GHC Heavyweight Champion, the Supernova, Kaito Kiyomiya. How did this come about? At the charity show, the two were on opposite sides in a tag match. Okada and Makabe versus Inamura and Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya was still stinging from taking the pin in the main event of last year's charity show, where it was him and Keiji Mutoh against Okada and Tanahashi. During a rear chin lock on Inamura, Kiyomiya kicked Okada in the back 3 times. Okada didn't pay any attention to him. But then a kick to the face that cut Okada open just above his left eye.
That's painful.
Set Okada off, and they basically fought all over the backstage, all over the ringside area, and basically, essentially, just had the match get thrown out. Kiyomiya challenged Okada to a match at the Muto event. Okada initially said he didn't want any part of it, and then after Kiyomiya retained against Jack Morris, Okada stormed the ring, hits Kiyomiya with a Rainmaker to a chorus of boos in Osaka, and says, "If you're going to challenge me, say please and call me Mister." Basically, he's mocking Kiyomiya. And to make it worse, the other day at the press conference, Okada didn't even show up.
He no-showed pretty much.
Yeah, but you know that with this fan base showing, with the 30,000 or so that are showing up in the Tokyo Dome this Tuesday, they're going to be predominantly Noah fans, not New Japan ones.
Pretty much.
And I say, Okada, this is one of the few times since he returned from Excursion in 2012 that Okada has been willing to play the heel. And this is one case where he's going to be the definitive heel. But, however, I say Kiyomiya gets his revenge. Supernova for the win.
I agree. My vote's on Supernova.
So you're taking Kiyomiya?
Yep.
Finally, the main event. Keiji Mutoh's retirement match. His opponent, a man he defeated at Wrestle Kingdom 6 in Genius vs. Genius. El Ingobernable, Tetsuya Naito.
Oh, that's going to be a legendary match.
This came
My
about,
vote's on Tetsuya Naito.
Well, I could have at least let me get to
No, get to it. Get to it.
This match came about after Naito defeated Keno at the charity show. As Naito was walking away, Muto came to the ring and said, "Naito, I have one last match on February 21st in the Tokyo Dome. And for my opponent, I choose you." So
Pokemon reference. Jesus. Of course, they insert the obligatory Poke reference. I'm not surprised.
True. And again, I personally don't want Muto to collapse in the ring and die. I mean, we've had 3 deaths already in the past several weeks.
I know. He should live.
Yeah, Jay Briscoe, Lenny Poffo, and just the other day, Jerry Jarrett.
Yep, this year has not been kind.
All right. Anyway, what's the better choice? Let Naito get his revenge from 11 years ago, or let Muto retire on top?
Well, that's a tough one.
I mean, the only reason Muto's retiring, it's doctor's orders. Hip deformity.
Oh, that's never good.
Never got that right. But I would love to, as for those wondering, this match was subtitled Pro Wrestling Last Love. The name of the show. I know. As for who takes it, you're going Naito,
yep.
I'm going Muto.
Figures. This is going to get interesting.
That it is. So how was your first time doing a Noah prediction event?
It was interesting, though I wish I had a bit more time having to research it up so that way I could figure things out and plan.
Sorry.
But hey, I'm happy with that, honestly.
Anyway, for those wondering how you're going to watch, how anyone can watch this, it's available on the Abema streaming service, even though don't try it for here in America. We're region locked to news broadcasts.
We'll have a VPN.
True. Unless you can hack the VPN. Or you can do my option, get a Wrestle Universe account. If you don't have one on Wrestle Universe, it's going to be 5,000 yen. If you do, 4,000.
Yep.
This will be probably the most tear-jerking show anyone will watch, whether you live in Japan or abroad. I think we can all safely say we're going to miss Muto when he hangs it up. Are we not?
Yep.
Anyway, I'd like to thank MegamanNG for helping me out with tonight's podcast episode. This is Mets2128 MegamanNG signing out. We'd like to suggest you leave a comment, smash the like, and sub to the channels. We must bid you adieu. Goodbye.
And Godspeed.
And cut.